So I'd like to start with.
You are very prepared.
Oh yeah,
I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, well, I wanted to stay on point. I don't want to waste any time or anything.
Heck yeah.
What was your reaction to finding out that Anthem had become a majority stakeholder in AXS TV?
It's amazing because now that we've had one of the best professional wrestling shows on the planet today for the past 2 years, now the world's actually going to get to see it and going to see our vision and what we've been doing. I'd put our roster right now head to head with any roster, any other company on the planet, and that's not just saying that because I want to be a team player. That's because I truly believe it. Like we're cutting edge, we're edgy, we're not afraid to offend people. That's what people wanted in professional wrestling. Impact's actually giving it to them. People said the best time in wrestling was the Attitude Era. They wanted the Attitude Era, and it looks like Impact Wrestling's the only company that has the cojones to actually go out and like give them that. They're not afraid to offend some people, not afraid to ruffle some feathers.
So following up on that, you don't feel you'll have to tone down your style or anything?
No, I don't care where
available television station.
Any company I'd wrestle for around the world. At this point in my career, I don't think I'd ever tone down myself. There's a reason that I'm one of the most watched, liked, retweeted, buzzworthy wrestlers on the planet today, and that's any company. Anything I've touched in professional wrestling in the last 2 years turned to gold.
Do you?
I'm very modest, as you can tell.
So going off your modesty, what do you make of Impact's competition at the moment?
Oh, it's a great time to be a professional wrestling fan. There's wrestling on every day of the week. A lot of wrestling fans and the media wanted to say a couple years ago that, oh, wrestling's like really dying. The numbers aren't what they used to be. That's because people don't watch their content the same way they did in 1995. Now with YouTube, with streaming services, you can watch content anywhere in the world, anytime you want. If you look at just social media numbers, professional wrestling is one of the most talked about sports on the entire planet right now. Like, I truly believe there's more eyes on professional wrestling right now than there's ever been in the history of professional wrestling. It's just people watch their content differently. First, like, dude, I watch almost everything in my life on YouTube. Like, if I want to watch a wrestling show, it's like, okay, this show is on Monday. I don't feel like watching the whole 3-hour show. I can watch a 20-minute highlight video that shows every single thing that was big on the show. Or I can put on What Culture, or I can put on Wrestle Talk Television, and I can get all the up-to-date happenings of what's happening in professional wrestling.
So how does it feel for you to get another shot at the Impact?
Oh, this is my first shot.
Oh, your first shot.
Yeah. I pretty much single-handedly been one of the talents that helped bring this company out of the grave, and it's my first championship match. It's because people like me, they don't like to see people like me on top. They don't want me to be a face of a company, because look at me, I'm tattooed, I'm alternative, I'm a different human being. They want people like Brian Cage to be the face of a company because he looks good on a poster. But the difference between Brian Cage and myself is I connect with people.
Are you intimidated?
Because the world is ruled by people that look like me now.
I mean, Brian Cage is very.
I'm not intimidated by Brian Cage. Look at Brian Cage. What has he defended the title twice since he's had it in March? He breaks down more than a McDonald's ice cream machine at this point. So why would I be intimidated by that? If you guys forget, look at your history. I was the first guy to ever beat Brian Cage in Impact Wrestling last year at Bound for Glory, which is pretty much a year ago.
Now,
I'm really good at this interview stuff.
Yeah, I was wondering, what message were you trying to send when you crashed Brian Cage's wedding?
Hey, I wasn't trying to crash the wedding. Brian Cage is the one that put his hands on me. I was trying to give him a present. Didn't let me in the wedding. Sami Callihan gets what he wants because if I don't act like a child. I'm not afraid to say that. I really like doing whatever I like, and I really hate being told the answer no. But that's you, that's everyone. People just don't want to admit it. We're all children at heart. I'm just a baby.
Will your OVE brothers play a role in your match with Cage?
No. If you look at any big match I've ever had at Impact Wrestling, I went out there by myself because, sure, I may take shortcuts. Sure, I may have my boys help me overcome odds. But at the end of the day, when all the chips are laid down and it's a big match like this, I go out there by myself and prove why I'm one of the best professional wrestlers walking this planet today.
Now you mentioned your boys. Is there a possibility of adding a lady to the group?
100%. You never know what's going to happen. They'd have to be from Ohio. I mean, we've had people try to get in the group that's not from Ohio, and I think that's a that's probably the number one thing about being in our group is you got to be from Ohio, because that's not just a character and that's not just a character trait. That's us in real life. I truly love Ohio. I've lived all over the world. I was just living in sunny Orlando, Florida, and I could move anywhere I wanted around the planet. I almost moved to LA. I almost moved to Texas, but you know what I decided on? Dayton, Ohio, because I love Ohio and I love the people there. I like seasons. I like having fall, winter, spring, summer. I don't like it to just be summer all year long. I like hoodie season. I like to go snowboarding. I like to build a snowman.
There's some good mountains out here.
Yeah?
It's a little bit of a drive.
It's not Ohio, though.
Now, Jake is
Look at this.
defending his...
I love Ohio.
Yes, you do.
I honestly,
This is
I love
keeping it
Ohio.
real.
That's why you love Ohio. You want to be close to the
This
Buckeyes.
dude is legit.
Buckeyes, Cincinnati Bengals, hate the Browns.
That's tough sledding.
I think it's really funny that everyone's like, oh, Baker Mayfield's going to be the savior of the Browns. They give him all this money. They give him all these endorsement deals. He didn't even have a winning season last year, and he's getting demolished this year. Another flop. Can't believe it.
Cut him on my fantasy leagues, actually. Last week. I haven't seen it.
I am 5-0 right now. My fantasy league is killing it. McCaffrey was my first pick. Let us kind of be us and let us make mistakes. They let us fall on our face, or they let us go to that next echelon. I don't think I would be as over as I am right now, or in the spot I am today, if Impact Wrestling wouldn't have had some fights with me in the past. Like, you can't do this. When I go out and do it, and it'd be over, and they'd be like, you know what? Go to you, because only you know how to be you.
How do you flesh that out afterwards if you make a mistake or if you're happy with something?
It either works and they're very happy, or it doesn't work and you got to apologize. I'm not afraid to admit when I've been wrong or done something incorrect, but I'm also someone that fights for what I believe in is the correct way to do things.
Well, it's good because I see a very liberated command in yourself in this industry, and I think what you knew about the WWE, not to compare it, but
Oh, dude, I walked on eggshells. I walked on eggshells. I became a shell of a person of who I was. That's why I quit. Like, I didn't like the person I was becoming, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to create my own future, and I'm going to bet on myself. I think it worked out pretty good for myself.
Yeah, and you get to live in Ohio.
100%.
Oh, you know what? Could you talk a little bit about your history with the Chicago pro wrestling scene and what
Yeah.
it means to you to have Bound for Glory be
When
there?
I quit WWE NXT, Chicago was the first place I showed up 3 days later, and I'd like to say that I'm one of the reasons that Chicago wrestling is as hot as it is right now. Like, no one was really talking about Chicago wrestling anymore until I showed back up, and the work that I've done with AAW there to blow that whole territory up at the moment.